My name is Lizzie Gaston. I work at Epicor, which is an ERP, and I'm the Senior Manager of Strategy and Planning for our product marketing team. Prior to Highspot, we used Spark, which really just acted like a kind of glorified SharePoint. We didn't have a lot of credibility within our sales org because it was really difficult to manage content governance within Spark. And there was a lot of old versions or outdated content that was sort of clogging up the system. Our taxonomy, which was a little bit complicated, was also difficult to filter through, and Spark just didn't have a very powerful search engine. So being able to know what you're looking for, put those keywords in the search bar and still not get the content that you need was a real struggle with our sales team. So what they would end up doing is just downloading content, leaving it on their desktop, and they wouldn't see sort of new stuff that our marketing team was putting out. So that was the environment that we were dealing with. And I think why our leadership team was so interested in Highspot, because it wasn't just content repository with like a strong search engine. It was really content alongside guidance. So the ability to create sort of homepages for products or industries, add sales plays, and make it a dynamic place for marketers to go in and add that sort of like, how do you make the most of this content when you're in front of a customer or a prospect, was really appealing. So the content governance challenges, I guess it was really just that we had a reset, right? So in bringing Highspot into Epicor, we were able to say, what issues are we dealing with right now, and how do we want to make sure that we don't encounter those with Highspot? So even just outside of Highspot, it was good for us to just clear the slate and really take time to think through that. Yeah, and going slow, making sure that only those who were trained in content governance had the ability to actually govern the tool. So putting some really clear guidelines around expiration dates and how we archive content, and really thinking through our Spot environment and our official Spot environment, our Spot mapping, and thinking about the end user experience. You know, if I don't know what I'm looking for example, how do I go into Highspot and still get value, and make sure that I'm not filtering through or browsing through content that doesn't relate to me as like an automotive seller. I don't want to see the retail content. You know what I mean? So Highspot really supported us just in your design. It was really easy for us to imagine a content ecosystem that was going to work for our sellers. But it also, just the education that we kind of had with our account management team at Highspot, like, kept us honest, and that guidance really helped us just make sure our launch was successful too. Making sure sellers are like trained and ready with the new product launch is obviously really important. We don't just want them to be able to speak to the product, but we need them to have that sort of just-in-time content, right? So things like sales plays, using SmartPages for each of our products. We call them product 360 pages, but they're basically like readiness homepages where everything gets back on that page. So sellers are directed to Highspot whenever they need anything, even if it doesn't necessarily need to live in Highspot. Maybe there's a link that takes them to view a webinar that we didn't necessarily upload on Highspot. Whatever, all of that information lives within Highspot, so that they are only going to kind of like one place to get all of the information that they need. And that's a really huge win for us. Yeah. We approach content governance and Highspot through making sure we're directing marketers back to that analytics tab. So being able to dynamically sort of like self-serve analytics on how my content is performing with the reps that utilize my content is obviously really important. I don't have to rely on someone else delivering that message back to me. I can go to the analytics tab and pull the content that I created and see, oh, like nobody's using this brochure. And now I have info on how am I socializing? How am I talking about that? Could I incorporate that into a template or a pitch style so that they're more likely to use it? Or do I need to rethink the content that I have in that brochure because maybe it's not really speaking to what they need? So that information just being like readily available at marketers' fingertips is like very useful for us. We also use something called Binder, which feeds Highspot as well as our website and our customer portal. So we know that all of those places have the same source data, and that's really important for us. And with that sort of extra layer of Binder going to Highspot, we're able to better see within Highspot like what content might have come in rogue, you know what I mean? And kind of make sure that that gets tagged accurately in Binder and has all of the right metadata. And so that's also really helped us with content governance. I mean, we also have a team of people that are really dedicated to keeping the system clean, and that's a big effort for us. Yeah. Having senior leadership talk about Highspot is really important. We do a weekly newsletter that we share with all marketing and all sales, including sales leadership and sales reps. So that shows, who the top pitchers were that week, what content was pitched that week, what content is new in Highspot this week, and then what content has been refreshed in Highspot. So it gets everyone on the same page. Campaign marketers, for example, are aware of some really core assets that are brand new, and they can quickly get that into their campaigns. Sellers at the same time are aware of content that's new. Just like if a communication channel failed at any point, everyone's seeing this announcement every week. And so I think just communicating more and making sure that like those are going out regularly, and that's really helped us a lot. I think also having really good parameters and gates around what content is internal facing and educational for you as a seller and what content should be pitched to customers and prospects, and making sure that sellers can't download or pitch content that is internal, and they have that safety of knowing that they're not accidentally going to send something that they shouldn't have sent because the tool won't let them. And just the sort of tagging on that helps them better easily filter, this is my educational materials, these are my battle cards, this is stuff that I need to look through before I have this conversation with a prospect, and then, this is all the external stuff that I can share out with them. Very easy to find, very easy to filter on. That has really helped sellers like use Highspot because they know like we've designed it that way that they're not accidentally going to mess up by sending the wrong piece of content out. Well, I'm really excited about AI and hearing more about how Highspot's using AI in their tool. For example, giving the seller an ability to ask AI within Highspot what content within manufacturing is helping win deals would be really exciting. So hearing a lot of great talk about Copilot and like the AI that's coming from Highspot, I think will hopefully help us stay ahead of the curve there. AI is definitely something our sellers are talking to our customers about. So the more they can use it in their tools that they're already using and sort of see its benefits from all perspectives, I think is just great education for them as well. So really excited about that.